It's no secret, but I really love Street Fighter. I love playing the games, I love the characters, not you, and I love watching tournaments. However, there's one thing in this series that I really like: parrying. You know the saying, a good defense is a good offense, and parrying is no exception. I just adore how it's a you shall not pass kind of deal if you read your opponent. Since parrying has been in the series for a long time, I wanted to check out its evolution, starting with Street Fighter 3. Parrying first appears in New Generation, but got really popular thanks to Third Strike. The method to input a parry depends on the attack. If it's a high or a mid, you tap forward. If it's low, you tap down. Both methods need to be done right before you get hit. You can parry both on ground and in the air, making it a good option for many situations. In earlier versions of Street Fighter 3, air parrying made you bounce backwards. This was removed in Third Strike, making it easier to punish after air parrying. Getting the direction right is the easiest part of parrying, but in my opinion, if you're new, then the timing is always the hardest part. Timing matters the most if you want to parry a super art. For some supers, you need to manually time when to start parrying, like Ryu's Charge Super Art 3. Other supers, like Hibiki's Super Art 1, require you to input your parry before the screen flash happens. Moving on, there are situations where you might be blocking against a multi-hit combo or attack, but if you manage to sneak in a parry, you'll get a red parry, which was introduced in Third Strike. As a little side note, in Japan, parrying is just referred to as blocking. This sounds weird to many outside of Japan, considering we already associate holding back with blocking. Who am I kidding? Screw blocking, baby. I mash every day. The Street Fighter 3 parry returns in Capcom vs SNK 2 via P-Groove, and in Hyper Street Fighter Alpha through the Street Fighter Alpha Anthology for PlayStation 2. Honestly, I can't blame Capcom for bringing this parry system back. Outside of Street Fighter 3, parrying becomes a mainstay in the mainline Street Fighter games. However, it didn't become a universal mechanic again until the last season of Street Fighter 5. So, where does that leave Street Fighter 4? In the 1.04 patch of Ultra Street Fighter 4, an Edition Select feature was added. This would let you play different versions of your character from all the past versions of Street Fighter 4. However, there was a new bonus edition included called Omega Street Fighter 4. This version of the game gives every single character too many Flintstone gummies. In this version, only 3 characters get parries, those being Ryu, Zangief, and Hugo. The input is forward, heavy punch, and heavy kick. From my personal testing, you're able to parry fireballs or singular attacks, but others with better execution were able to multi-parry. Air parrying is also no longer possible in the series as of this game. Producer Ayano Takoyaki said that the idea behind bringing parry back was to showcase all of Ryu's moves up until that point in time. This could also apply to Hugo since he had a parry in Third Strike and SNK vs Capcom Chaos. Rolling into Street Fighter 5, parries were initially just tied to some V-skills before V-shifts were introduced. Ryu's V-skill, Mind's Eye, is a parry that works when you hit medium punch and medium kick. He can keep doing it to parry multi-hit attacks, but it can be baited out and punished. Other characters have parry V-skills, those being Alex, Akuma, Abigail, Gil, M. Bison, Fang, Armika, and Colin. These V-skills work differently, but still have a vein of similarity. An example being how Gil's V-skill, blocking, requires him to guess high or low for a parry like in Third Strike, or how Armika parries one attack before going for an elbow strike. Alex is actually the odd one out here since his parry is a V-trigger. Something I like about Alex's V-trigger is that you can choose whether you want to go for a parry or a charged sledgehammer attack. In Season 5 of Street Fighter 5, V-shifting was a universal parry mechanic that was added. The input method is heavy punch and medium kick. I do like how feral the characters look when they V-shift though. When you do a successful V-shift, your character steps back and you can follow with a V-shift break by doing the same input for the V-shift. Lastly, Street Fighter 6 reintroduced parrying through the drive system. For one piece of drive gauge, you can parry. Holding it keeps draining your drive gauge, but it also gives you a nice chicken hat. Since parrying is tied to the drive gauge, you can cancel parry into drive rush by tapping forward twice. This is useful if you want to whiff punish something, but you're too far away, like Ryu's level 1 for example. Parrying can also potentially be useful on wake up if your opponent is being too aggressive, but that can easily be punished. In Season 3, parrying got more depth added to it with the perfect parry changes. Hitting back along with medium punch and medium kick will let you perfect parry any high or mid, and hitting down back and parry will let you perfect parry any low. If you do a regular parry but you still had good good timing, then you'll just get an imperfect parry. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Street Fighter 6's iteration of parrying. This is just my opinion, but I think there's something more fun about learning the timings of parrying and getting a direction in third strike. But hey, if you like 6 parrying, then more power to you. In the end, I think parrying, or defense in general, is an integral part to any fighting game. There needs to be a balance of both offense and defense, otherwise the game will just turn into a huge mess. Tekken 8 Season 2. With that said, until next time, keep on grinding.